Welcome, everybody. My name is leurs. I'm a consultant in business creation and business taking over. Business takeover. I'm working at the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Montpellier. We are very glad to have you with us talking about insurance in France this morning. So, I warmly welcome Nicolas. We have a little technical problem, I think. Just hold on a minute, please. Yes, that's better. I warmly welcome Nicolas Mallet from Gan as Insurance. So, Nicolas, thank you for being here. Could you please tell us a bit more about you and Gan Insurance?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me at this webinar. It is a pleasure for me to be with you. Unfortunately, I can't be here with you, but at least we can do this webinar. So just to introduce myself, I am an entrepreneur. So I've worked as a business owner for 10 years in a UK-French company. So it was in cosmetics industry, and I work with English people and French people. So it was a very rewarding experience as a mixed culture between the French and the English one. And my wife is British, for example, and we met in the UK. So I know quite a lot about, I would say, the English culture in general. I've been working now and moved to a new, for a few months to Gan Insurance. So Gan Assurance is now my business, and I've got an associate, and I'm now a specialist in insurance.
So it's really a new life.
It is indeed a new life for me. It is indeed a new life, and it's a new project. So that's great to have also. I am 40 years old, so it's great also to have new project and be involved in other and different stuff. So yeah. That's a great project for me indeed.
I would say so. So tell me, what is so special with you then?
So just to say who is Gan Assurance. Gan Assurance is Gan Assurance is the fifth company in insurance in France. And as a general agent, as far as I am concerned, I am an independent entrepreneur and business owner. So it's important as a general agent to be involved in the social and economic life of where I live, so near Montpellier, and to be an insurance expert benefiting from the support of Gan Insurance. So it's important to note that I am really an entrepreneur, so I understand the, I would say, the problems that my clients, my business clients can have, and I manage my own employee. I face the same issue as them, so I want to build with them, I would say, real strong relationships based on trust and proximity. So that's why our values are really on the one hand as insurers, so it's advice, expertise, because we are specialized in this business, but also it's important to have the values of availability, proximity for our clients. It is something which is very important so that we build, as I said, this relationship. On the other hand, we also have to be here for protection and prevention. We are not only here for the damages. When the damages happen, we are here to prevent the damages to happen. So that's why we need also to be here to prevent and protect and advise our customers.
That's really something very interesting and important, because normally when you think about insurance, you have a damage and then you call your insurance. But you
exactly. It is. I mean, the main role of the insurer, in fact, is to advise and assist before the damage happens, so that everything is done as a business or as an individual to prevent this damage to happen. It's always an unforeseen event happening, but you can prevent this event to happen.
Okay, so let's talk about your offer then.
Yeah, so we are, as general agent, we offer, I would say, the whole spectrum of insurance. So from material insurance, property insurance, life insurance, private insurance, I would say all all the spectrum, in even retirement and saving plans. So we want to cover all the spectrum. So I would say for your business, so secure your business liability insurance, property insurance, preserve your income as a business owner in case of health issues, for example. So health insurance, income insurance, that kind of thing to protect you as an business owner. And also when you have your employees, so that you have to fulfill some obligation for your employees. So we are here as well to offer this kind of insurance for your employees. And finally, also protect your family as an individual. So that would be more car insurance, home insurance, all that kind of stuff that needs to be that you need to be covered as an individual. So we cover all the spectrum. So it is important for us to have the reactivity. We are a small agency, 4 or 5 employees. I've got an associate, so we want to be flexible and reactive for our clients. We don't want our clients to spend hours on the phone trying to reach someone. We are the point of contact. So that is the strength of Jeune Assurance, and our agency is to be available as much as possible for our clients, for protection and prevention, and in case of damages, and being the best advisor on the guarantees they need.
Okay. Does the other insurances have more or less the same offer than you, or is gun assurance very, very different?
Gun insurance is, as I said, it covers all the spectrum of insurance, while some insurers they will only be focused on health insurance, on damage insurance. So we cover everything, and our goal is to be here, and our market, I would say, is to be here for small businesses, SMEs, for their professional and personal needs. We don't want to go for big companies because we want to be agile and flexible. So that's why our aim is to work with small businesses, and it is a way, because we are a small business, so we want to work with small business for the professional and the personal needs.
So if I call a gun insurance, it won't be landing in China, for example.
Exactly, and you can have, as I said, we have a small team of people, so they know our clients. Of course, as business owner, we know our clients, but our I would say our employees, they know our clients as well, so okay, that they can easily contact them and have a name, have a face to speak to. So that is important in today's world, to be able to have this kind of intuitive personal relationship where you're going to speak to someone who's going to know you and not being, I would say, transferred to anywhere.
I agree. This is the most important thing, I think. I would say, yeah. Okay, now let's go. And well, the question is how to ensure the long-term sustainability of your business. So if I really understand, there are more or less four important points to perpetuate your business. It's right.
Yes, indeed. So that's why we decided today that we can't cover all the aspects. So we're going to just focus on these 4 points, which are keys for a business owner. So the business liability insurance, the first ones, and property damage coverage, then income continuity protection, and retirement planning. These are 4 very important points for a business owner to ensure the long-term sustainability of their business.
Okay, so let's have a look to the different points. First point is your business liability insurance.
So yeah,
I don't absolutely know what this means. Okay. Just explain us.
So let me explain you a bit about business liability insurance, which can be a bit obscure indeed. So business liability insurance is a very crucial component of protecting your company, because it provides coverage for potential damages or injuries caused to third party during the course of your business operation. So this insurance helps safeguard your business against financial liabilities that may arise from legal claims, medical expenses, or property damage caused by your business activities. So you have to be covered for these kind of events happening. So by having this insurance, business liability insurance, you can mitigate risk, protect your assets, and ensure, I would say, we go back to the long-term sustainability of your company. So that's why your business has an obligation. It's an obligation
Oh, that's okay.
To have this insurance, because it's so in order to compensate for damages caused to third parties. So including, for example, bodily injuries. So this refers to any harm or injury caused to individual as a result of your business operation. So you will be considered as the one being responsible for this injury. So it can include personal injury, accidents. The second thing is property damage. So if your business causes damage to the property of a client or supplier, so it's breaking or damaging their belongings, you are responsible for repairing or compensating for the loss. That's why you have this kind of insurance. And the third one will be the financial loss. So this involves compensating for the loss of revenue and financial damages suffered by a third party due to your business activity. So we'll always go back to your business activity. For example, if your action results in a client's loss of income or a decrease in their sales, the clients might say you are liable for the financial consequences. So you have to be covered for that. And also your business liability extends beyond the delivery of goods or services. It also encompasses situations where damages occur after the delivery. So various circumstances can lead to your company's liability, and including negligence, carelessness, or mistakes. So to protect your business and fulfill your obligation, having appropriate business liability insurance is very, very crucial. So you really have to be very focused on this guarantee, on this insurance, because this insurance really helps safeguard your company's assets and ensure you can fulfill your responsibilities in the event of unforeseen incident or accident, because the consequences could be, I would say, quite damaging for your business if you're not covered.
And you said a property liability insurance. How do I know that it is appropriate?
The thing is that it's you really need to be aware that anything you can damage to a third party, you could be considered as liable. So as I said, it could be for bodily consequences, damage consequences. And so you have to be able to say, all right, I know I'm covered on this side of the business. So if I go, I don't know, if I do a machinery repair as a company, and then I damage something else in the company, I would be considered as involved and being liable. So that's why you need to have this business liability, so that you know you won't have to pay for with your own money. You know that you are covered with the insurance, and the insurance will pay on your behalf because you've got this guarantee. So
just a little advice: if you this insurance you have to have it, so it's an obligation. I would say the best thing is, before signing anything, go to your insurance and talk with them. No.
It is key to have good advice, and you need to go and see an insurer as us, and so that you can then, one of the things to do, for example, for us would be also to say, okay, what kind of business are you involved in? What kind of operation are you involved in? So that we can have, I would say, the best view of your business, and so that you have the best guarantees, so that you know that when you do your business, in case anything happens to a third party, you will be covered. So you don't need to be worried, I would say, about that. But we always go back to advice, flexibility, and protection.
Okay.
I hope it is clearer now for you, business liability.
Now, yes, now it is. Good. I hope for the people who are listening and watching us, I hope it's the same. If not, just don't hesitate to ask your questions in the little discussion. Don't hesitate. If there's anything not clear enough, just send us a little message and we will ask you. Okay, we'll answer you.
We try to be as as concise as possible, because as you said, sometimes you have to go to I would say more focused advices on for the companies.
Oh, there is someone who is asking, in the US, there's something called errors and omissions insurance, or E&O, which is different from business liability insurance. Does that exist here?
So I think errors, I think it would cover the same kind of guarantees, because in the business liability insurance, you have different type of guarantees, and these kind of errors or omissions would be included, I would say, in your insurance, because I don't want to go on through all the guarantees, but indeed in business liability insurance, that kind of errors or omission by you or one of your employees would be covered. So that would be, I would say, the same as the US one under errors and omissions.
Okay, thank you for your question and for your answer, Nicolas. Let's go to the second point, protecting your material assets. Just tell us, how does it work and what kind of risks will be considered?
So protecting your assets, material assets, is really essential again for the long-term sustainability of your business. So I would say the three key aspects to consider for the protection of your assets would be, so first, property insurance. So it covers the physical assets of your business, including buildings, equipment, vehicles, inventory, and other valuable items of your business. So property insurance provides financial protection in the event of fire, as theft, vandalism, natural disaster. So that would be the first aspect of your insurance to protect your assets. The second one would be to cover any business interruption insurance in case of this kind of fire or flooding happening. So this kind of business interruption insurance, this type of insurance help compensate for the loss of income and ongoing expenses if your business operations are disrupted due to a covered event, such as I said, fire or natural disaster. So it will help you recover financially during the recovery period. So it helps you not to lose the money during the time of reconstruction or all that kind of thing. So that's what we call business interruption insurance. And the third one, and it is mentioned here, that's the last one, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity.
I was going to ask you, what does it mean?
So cybersecurity is because today in our digital world, protecting your business from cyber threat is crucial. So first thing, I'm going to go back to protection and prevent any kind of cyber breaches happening. You have to invest in cybersecurity measures to safeguard sensitive data, customer information, and intellectual property. So it could include firewalls, encryption, regular data backups, and employee training on cybersecurity practices. So cybersecurity is protection and prevention. So as much as you can, you have to do that to prevent any cybersecurity breaches. But in case it happens, if you are insured for that, you are covered for this kind of thing happening. We are here for you so that you can get, during the time you face this issue, you don't face any loss of financial, you don't suffer any financial losses, and you can recover, because for some business, cybersecurity is key because it is a core of their business, and then they are able to recover because they know they will be able to face this kind of thing. But protection and prevention is also very key. Businesses which are in the IT world, they know that, but it's something that always needs to be reminded and advised, and yeah, it is key for IT business.
Okay. Okay, Nicolas, we have a question. What if you work from home? Would homeowners insurance cover, or do you need business insurance anyway?
So if you work for your business at home, we'll go back to the guarantee. So you might be able to include this guarantee so that when your employee works from home, it is covered under the business insurance. So that's why it's I would say not an option, but you can say, all right, I want my employees when they work from home to be covered for any kind that kind of thing. So then it's us. We advise our clients and say, if you have a lot of employees working from home, you should subscribe to that guarantee so that you know and your employees know they are covered for that. So yes, it is something that can be included in this cybersecurity insurance.
Okay,
so
thank you.
I will always go back to prevention, but it is very important because, as you said, insurers, we see them as being here only for damages, but we always go back to advice. So that's why the advice is really to conduct an inventory of all your work equipment while anticipating all potential risks that may arise. So conducting that kind of inventory and anticipating the risk is an essential practice in your company to ensure the safety and protection of your company's assets. So do that regularly and anticipate potential risks. Then you can address safety concerns, minimize accidents, and then protect your company assets. So you want really to minimize the financial impact of unexpected events and ensure the continuity of your operation. That is why here, as insurance professional, we're here to determine the specific insurance coverage and advise you. So this is really important about advising, protecting, and being as precise as possible to prevent. So that's why we always go back to us as experts.
So I would say that you are not only insurance, but that you are a real partner for my company. Is this right, or is it?
It is completely right. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I see an insurer as someone who helps a business to prevent anything happening. You have to be covered because you never know, unfortunately, what can happen. But for example, Ghana Assurance, we have a department only for protection, so that if you have, I don't know, a factory, then we can ask an expert in that kind of thing to come with us and say, okay, what kind of prevention we can put so to mitigate the risk. So it is really a key part of the insurance business is to be an advisor, not only here to sign contracts, but also to be able to follow our clients and to be as accurate as possible in our advice. And we have, as I said, again, really experts for some parts of some businesses. For example, I don't know if you're doing like metal stuff, we have someone here that can come with us and say, okay, that's all the kind of prevention your client should set up.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the third point, the maintaining of your income. Maintaining your income, is this really possible?
Yeah, so we go to another kind of insurance. So that's what we call prévoyance in French. So it would be, I would say, health and provident insurance in the Anglo-Saxon world, in the UK. So for example, if you're unable to work for health reasons, there can be several financial consequences for you and for your business. So for you, you have to assume healthcare expenses that might not be fully covered by Social Security. We have Social Security in France, but they don't cover all the expenses as medical costs, hospitalization expenses, and some other healthcare related bills. So even if we have Social Security in France, you will not be fully covered for all these kind of expenses. And on the other hand, you could also face a decrease in income. So, and be unable to pay yourself a salary or receive regular income. So it could significantly impact your personal finances, your personal life. So you have to be always aware of that and being able to be covered so that you don't suffer. We will see an example afterwards, but to be covered and so that you don't suffer personally from this business issue. On the other hand, you also have to be able to maintain your business and not suffer from financial consequences. So, for example, meeting your fixed expenses, you need to you need to cover the fixed costs such as rent, loan repayments, utility bills, and other ongoing expenses, even if you are unable to work. So it's also important to fulfill your professional commitments. For example, it may be challenging to deliver on your professional commitments if you are sick. So such as fulfilling orders, completing ongoing projects, providing, I would say, quotes or conducting studies, basically maintaining client communication and do what your clients pay you to do so. And even if you're unable to do that, you have to be able to be covered against these issues. And at the end, you also have a guarantee that we find a replacement and paying the salary of this replacement. So
because business must go on.
Exactly.
If business doesn't go on, I don't have any company anymore, huh?
Exactly. So that's why you need to be able to pay someone, and that's when the insurance guarantee intervene. Is that you want someone for permanent or temporary replacement? So you need to hire someone, and to compensate them, adding to your functional responsibility, you have to pay them, and that would be one of the guarantees that would be included in your contract, so that you can pay someone during the time you recover from these health issues or after an accident, and then you can face this decrease of income for you and this decrease of revenues for your business. So you get covered on both sides, personal side and on the business side. It is something which is really important. We always go back to the sustainability of your business. It is something which is it is something which is really important too.
Okay, it's a survival. It's a question of surviving. If you don't take care about that, your business is not going on anymore. So you have to think about that. Just a little.
Yes,
I think there is a little technical problem.
Yes.
Nicolas, can you hear us? Nicolas?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you, but we don't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry. Sorry for the issue. Yeah.
No problem. The most important thing is that we didn't lose you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I think it's really important. So we go back to maintaining your income. So to address these potential financial consequences, you have to have, I would say, personal insurance coverage to evaluate your personal. So it's important to evaluate your personal insurance policies, such as disability insurance, income protection insurance. And so this insurance will provide financial support in case of health and related work disruption. So that will be the insurance that would cover for you and for your business. We go back to business interruption insurance to cover for loss or additional expenses incurred due to your inability to work. So that would be the two insurance to get, so that you get covered on the personal side and on the business side. And you can.
I've got another question. She said, my business is based in my flat. Okay, should I get both personal and professional multi-risk insurance?
So it's a difficult question, because I will need to know the juridical, the legal status of a company. So it's something that might, because if you're an individual, it really depends on the status, I would say, of the company. So I think it's better to have, I would say, this kind of question by maybe just send me an email or something so that I can. But because I need more information, I don't want to give you a bad advice, because the legal status of your company will be important in that, because maybe you will only need personal insurance, but maybe you will need both. It really depends on the legal status of your company.
Personal advice. I think it's quite important that we make a little focus about the sécurité sociale here in France. It's something which doesn't work like that in UK. Could you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so because of maintaining your income issues, we just wanted to give you an example. In France, we have social security, and they would be here for you when you need it. But as you can see, they would only intervene on a certain scale. So we took the example of a small business as a self-employed artisan facing health issues or an accident. So self-employed individuals are covered by the Social Security scheme, and they are entitled to healthcare services, medical treatment, hospitalization, and reimbursement of medical expenses up to a certain levels. So it's important that, for example, you can see here, we took the example of a business owner earning 30,000 euros a year, so that would be 83 euros a day. And during the first 3 days, you're not covered at all. Then you get covered a bit less than 50%, so 41 euros. And then after 1 year, you're not covered at all. So it can be very complicated for you as an individual to face this kind of drop of income. So that's why when you have personal insurance coverage, you can then face this issue and being compensated. And you can say, I don't know, I want to reach the same level as if I am sick, so I want to get my 83 euros. So we will be here for the 42 euros adding for the first year. And then if you want more after 1 year, because of incapacity issues, then that is also something we can offer. So it's also a way for the business to be and the business owner to cover their personal expenses, and they know they would get covered in case of something happening to them. Because as I said, our business is more for SMEs. So a small business owner is always a key person in a business. So if you want to sleep on your 2 ears, it's good to know that you can have that, so that if anything happens, unfortunately, you get covered. And so it just shows you that, because Social Security is very, I would say, famous in France, but you are not fully covered. So you have to be really aware of that and conscious. And earlier on, we saw also maintaining your income for your business. And for example, here, the Social Security will not intervene. So you need to also to think of that, as we said earlier on, for how to protect your business. So protect you and your business. That is really a key thing for health issues or anything happening like that.
Mm-hmm. I've got another question. The Social Security scheme does not apply to a TNS. Is it correct?
So it's our Social Security scheme is what we have, Sécurité sociale des indépendants. I would say self. So that is a specific regime of the Social Security. So since 2019, I think they have integrated the Social Security scheme. It's a bit different from employees, but you still get covered. I don't want to go too deep into that because, as you know, in France, administration is always something with different layers. But you are covered as a TNS, but you would pay your charges to SSI, Sécurité sociale des indépendants, but you are covered as well. It's a bit different from employees, but as I said, I don't want to go too deep in this explanation to avoid losing our everybody here. Sorry.
Oh, there's another question coming. Would insurance cover work stoppage for force majeure, such as another confinement or flooding?
Oh, so that is two different things. Flooding, yeah, flooding you would get covered. That's what we call natural disaster. So that is something that I would say that is the French state that would say, okay, this is a situation of natural disaster. So then yet you get fully covered for that. Confinement and what happened with coronavirus is something which is very different because it was something that basically never happened, and insurers were not really ready for that. So I know insurance companies, they work on trying to find the best way to answer this kind of issues. Let's hope it won't happen anymore, but who knows? So it's, for the moment, it will not be covered, but I know insurance companies, they work together to see and meet the best answers to that. So flooding is something you would get covered, but for the moment, like confinement or what happened like 2 years ago, you will not be covered at the moment. But there is a reflection of business of insurance companies to try to find the best solution and the best answers to these issues.
Thank you, Nicolas. Let's come to the fourth point. That's the key principles of retirement. Retirement, this is a very hot subject, especially here in France.
Yeah. It is indeed a very specific topic, because indeed, as most of the European countries, France's population aging, as the age structure basically is changing. Certainly France is also the same in Germany, in the UK, I would say everywhere in the Western countries. And for the baby boom generation reaching the retirement age, so there are more and more people retiring, with the number of workers not increasing. So that is something which is very key for the future. So that's why I'm just going to say a few words about how the retirement system was built in France, and then we will go through the reforms that was done so that you can better understand the spirit of this this reform. So in France, since 1945, the pay-as-you-go system has been in place for mandatory retirement pensions, basic and supplementary, and they are based on 3 principles. So distribution, solidarity, and a balance between workers and retirees. So this system operates on the principle of intergenerational solidarity. So current workers contribute to the system through payroll taxes, and those funds are used to pay the pensions of current retirees. This ensures that each generation supports, I would say, the retirement of the preceding generation. So the principle also of granting right to those temporarily unable to contribute is also an important aspect of the French retirement system. It recognizes that individuals may face situations where they are unable to make regular contributions to the system due to temporary circumstances, unemployment, illness, or other valid reason. So under these principles, individuals who are not available temporarily can still benefit to a rights and entitlement to these certain benefits. And finally, there is also the principle of universal coverage, so that the mandatory pension system provide a basic level of retirement income to ensure that everyone has access to a minimum standard of living in their old age. So these 3 principles are intended to ensure fairness, social protection, and the sustainability of the pension system. Unfortunately, as we can see here, in 1960s there were 4 contributors for 1 retiree. Now in 2020, it's 1.67 contributors for 1 retiree. So this age structure has changed a lot, and now the balance of the French system for retirement is a bit shaky, and that's why we had to do. I mean, the French state had to do something. It's not that kind of thing which is very easy and popular to do, but the aging structure is changing. So you have to do something to be able to be, I would say, loyal and faithful to these 3 principles of distribution, solidarity between generations.
Okay, so wait.
No, sorry. So just to say that in order to be able to answer that, there was a reform. So I think we can see maybe at the next slide. So that in order to supplement one's retirement incomes, it is now possible to consider solutions through capitalization. So to be able to have this French system, but also people to be able to do it for themselves. So the capitalization system is based on retirement plans that involve individuals setting aside funds during their working years, which are then invested to grow over time. So this investment aims to generate returns and build a retirement nest egg that can be used to supplement the income provided by the mandatory pay-as-you-go pension system. So that is also trying to say, okay, we have the state pension system, but you also have to think that this system is a bit shaky. So you have to think of other way of getting income for your retirement age. So the law reform for the simplification of the capitalization-based investment retirement system, was done in 2019, and it was implemented to make it more attractive and accessible to individuals. So this simplification and this reform includes measures such as introducing more flexibility, as we can see on the left, to manage its savings, improving investment options, enhance transparency and freedom to access its savings. And then, as we like in France, providing tax incentives to encourage people to participate to this new system. So
that's right. Everybody likes tax advantages.
Everybody likes tax advantages, specifically in France. So the spirit of this reform was to introduce more flexibility. So in recent years, there's been an increased focus on providing individuals with greater flexibility in managing their retirement savings. So this shift aims to empower individuals to make informed decisions and adapt their retirement strategy according to their circumstances, their unique circumstances and goals. So introducing more flexibility in managing retirement savings, people can have a greater control over their financial future, and it enables them to, I would say, align their retirement strategies with their specific needs and also the risk tolerance as investors and evolving life circumstances. So this was one of the key spirits of this reform. Is say, okay, we want to give people more flexibility. We want also to give them more freedom to access retirement savings, because before it was usually blocked and locked until you get retired. Now you've got more freedom to access them. So you've got no flexible withdrawal options. So no people have the freedom to choose when and how they access their retirement funds. This can include options for partial withdrawal, lump sum withdrawals, or structured income payments, depending on their specific retirement. So they can have this kind of flexible withdrawal options. They can also have an early access to these provisions. So it also allows individuals to access their savings before reaching the standard retirement age. So, for example, if you face medical emergencies or financial hardship, or even now, if in this reform, if you buy a house, if you are a young couple and you want to buy a house and you've put some money aside for retirement, but you need the money because you want to buy the house of your dream, then you can access this fund. Before it was not possible to do that. So always go back to freedom to be able to get an easier access to their retirement savings, so that people don't feel, oh, I'm locked, I won't have it until I am 65. They know they can have it in case of financial issues.
It's quite soft then. I can use the money however I want, and if I am in a situation I really need it, I can take it back.
Exactly. That is really the spirit to avoid people saying, oh no, I don't want to put money aside because I'm scared if I need it for any reasons, I won't be able to access it. So flexibility and freedom, it also, I would say, allows people to tailor their financial decision to their specific needs and circumstances. So they can access the funds when required for any major life events. So it's something which gives them, I would say, a tranquility as well to say, okay, I put this money aside, but I know if it is necessary for important reasons to access them.
Okay.
So, sorry, I would say then we go back to tax advantages, as we like them in France, because people want to have tranquility of spirit and freedom, but they also want to have tax advantages.
Always.
Always. So this means that individuals can have favorable tax treatment on their contributions and potential earnings within the retirement saving account. So this takes advantages at the time of the subscription. You can have them at the time of subscription. It's done to incentivize individuals to start saving for retirement early and contribute regularly. So it helps individuals to maximize their retirement savings potential and optimize at the same time their tax situation. So, for example, with this reform, you can benefit from tax deductible contribution. So the contribution made to retirement saving plans are tax deductible, meaning that people can reduce their taxable income by the amount contributed. So the money you put aside, you can get a tax reduction with this amount. So it's also to really incentivize, and it shows immediate tax savings. People, they see it immediately that they get tax savings, and it can lower their tax liability. So it's something which is also important for people to say, okay, I know I put this money aside, but on the other hand, I've got I would say the state doing something for me so that I can deduct this amount in my tax. One of the other benefits you can do is tax deferred growth. So this means that any investment earnings or capital gains within the account are not subject to immediate taxation. So instead, taxes would be deferred until withdrawals are made during retirement, when individuals may be at a lower tax bracket. So that's also in order to be able to say, okay, when I will be older, maybe I won't earn as much money, so I will be in a lower tax bracket. So I will. That's when they will also have this possibility to have tax deduction. So it's either when you sign the contract or at the end when you get the money. So you can I would say have the benefit on one or the other hand. Not hand. So
sorry, Nicolas, I did interrupt you. Sorry.
No, I was going to say it's just to summarize. I would say briefly, this retirement reform is really done to push people to put more money aside for their retirement plans. So to give them flexibility, freedom, and tax advantages. So because we can see the pension system in France is shaky, so we want to keep this system, but on the other hand, you also have to be aware that it is something, if we want to keep it, it is also something that you need to think for yourself, I would say, and say, okay, I'm going to put some money aside for my retirement. I know I will get the money for me in the future, and that's why it's an easier access, I would say, to what we call capitalization, and it's something which is important for people to have in mind, even young generation. We know someone at 30 years old, they don't want to think about their retirement. They are young, they are business entrepreneurs, but you have to have that in mind. And this reform gives the possibility to put some money aside, but not lock it in an account. You can access it if needed.
Then once again, each case each person is very different. So I would say go to your insurance, ask for personal advice, talk about your situation, and I would say that really the insurance is the partner, and he will give you the best advice, how old you are, what your personal situation, etc., etc. It's something to construct with the insurer, and I would say.
Exactly, it is something. I mean, that's why we need to do tailor-made solutions. I would say each individual is different, each situation is different. So and people might say, oh, I agree to invest, but I want to make sure my money is safe. So maybe it will be a kind of investors that will be for very reduced risk. And other will say, all right, no, I want to go in financial markets and I want to do it myself. And they are less risk reluctant. So it really depends also on the spirit of what they want to do. They, as you said, everybody is different and everybody has different approach of their retirement. Some might say, oh, I've got time. And some might say, oh no, I need to think about that now because of my kids, because of my partner, because of my business. So it's really go and see your insurers and talk about that with them, because they will be able to advise you and do, I would say, an overview of what you need. And then it is always your choice. You choose what you want to do. But options, have a clear view, and then choose.
Okay, we are already at the end of your intervention. Thank you very much, Nicolas. Your explications were really very, very interesting. I hope you understand now a bit better the way how insurance goes in France.
So just to do, I would say, a final brief. As I said at the beginning, we did not cover all the aspects of insurance. Today, the purpose was to cover the aspect of on the business side. I would say for a business owner. We talked about protect your business, like with liability insurance, protect your business asset with property insurance and business interruption insurance, and protect your own income and the business revenues with health and provident insurance. And we finally talked, because it is a hot subject, as you said, prepare your retirement. Prepare your retirement is not only for business owners, it's also for employees, it is for everybody. But it was important to have a clear view of what us as insurers we can do for you in this new reform, so that you get more options, I would say, to prepare your retirement.
I've got another question. Could you please explain the difference between business liability insurance against directors and office liability insurance?
So business liability insurance would be for the business to cover the business as a legal entity, to cover it as a legal entity. Directors and responsibilities is more if you are involved, I don't know, I would say, in personally, in financial mistakes, you do, or operational mistakes in your business, you can get covered as an individual, as a director, I would say. Business liability is more to cover your business, your employees as well. Your employees, if they do something wrong at a client factory, let's say, it's a business liability insurance. Directors liability is more focused on the director of the company because of their decisions, of that kind of things that could, I would say, reach to a level of reach a level to personal. I would say it is more personal as a director, because behind the directors there is an individual. Business liability is more to cover the business in general. So that director's responsibility is a bit different. We didn't talk about that specifically, but indeed that is also something that is important for a business. But business liability is really key to cover your assets and your company.
Okay, thank you. Are there any more questions? Well, thank you, Nicolas. Don't hesitate to contact Nicolas if you have any other questions, and if you do want to have a personal rendezvous with him, so he can talk to you. He can talk to you, and he can give you the right advices. As I said,
you can find, I think, on
the insurance with the insurer is a real partner of your business. So don't hesitate, huh?
I think you can see at the end of the slides, you can have my coordinates and coordinate of my associate. I don't know if
I don't know. I'm walking. I'm asking the assistants. Technical. Yes. Here it is.
So yeah. So you've got my name and you've got my associate name as well. So my associate doesn't speak English; he speaks Spanish. So people with us, you can speak with him. But if you want to address any question you have, any question arises for your business, or even as yourself, as I said, we didn't talk about car insurance or home insurance, but you might also have questions about that or needs about that. So don't hesitate to contact me by email or phone. Email is probably better, or phone if you want. You've got our coordinates here, and as I said, we are here for you for your needs. And as I said, as an insurer, we are advisors. We are not only here to sign contracts, but to advise people on what is the best they need and tailor-made, I would say.
Thank you so much, Nicolas. It was really great to have you with us this morning, even if it's not really here in Montpellier and you are far away. But it was really, really, really nice that you were here this morning. Thank you so much. Just the little appointment for tomorrow. We have another day, and tomorrow at 11, we'll have another webinar, and then we will talk with a banker and an accountant. I think this will be very funny. Huh?
Important topics as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Anne-Laure, for having me for this webinar, and I hope it helped.
It was really great to have you.
Help people to have a clearer view, and they don't hesitate to contact me for any specific questions.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everybody, and see you tomorrow. I hope so. Bye-bye.